12:42 a.m. on October 17th, 2021 Eastern Time here in New Jersey. I wanted to show you this picture that I found, and I took a picture of it, and you could see it above the title, and that's about the only way I could give you a good shot of it. And then you'll probably see it once you click on this video before it starts. It should show on the screen. As you see, it's a face, a perfectly formed face, like almost a picture. I don't know, could it be holographic or could it be some other thing? I don't know who or what it's supposed to represent, if anyone, but it's definitely not by accident, and its actual image appeared from the clouds that was formed from the clouds over the volcano in La Palma, I guess earlier today. Now, the strange thing is that I was just about to do this video an hour ago, and I was looking through different channels, and two channels had the same image that they used on their videos, the same exact thing, just as I was ready to make this video. I'm not sure if they noticed it was a face. I don't think there was anything mentioned, or it was just, used as a photo image for the videos. So it's very strange. I don't know how it could have been overlooked, but maybe it was, or someone in the comments maybe said it looked like a face. I have no idea, but I'm just doing this video to show you that. Just so many crazy things I'm seeing. I mean, I can't even keep up with it. Again, angels, and this one video I saw, I photographed this flying creature, I guess. I don't know, I'm thinking it was an angel. It was very odd looking. I won't describe it here, but they fly so fast that I put the camera speed on, or the video speed on, 0.25, and I could hardly get a shot. These things fly so fast, and they're angels. That's why you may not have seen them in other videos that I did of the angels, because it's very small, first of all, and they fly very fast. And the ones that I showed you, I put in slow motion, and it seemed pretty slow, but if you put it on regular speed, they just fly by like pew. If you don't catch it, you miss it. But I find them over and over. I come upon footage in any random spot, and it's just like either sheer accident or I'm led to them. I believe totally I'm led to these images, as give hope of what's happening here and prophetically. But anyway, on this other image I took last night, and it flew so fast, I don't know how it's possible. It came right in front of the camera and looked straight ahead, just like this, a round face, just like a human face. So I don't know if it was supposed to be an angel. I have to say it. It was very odd looking, but it flew, and its wings were flapping, big, huge, not a bird. And it had one large wing on the front of it. Well, I guess I'm describing it a little bit now. It was like a long white tube. That's all you could really see, because it moved so fast, like a long white tube. And then in the front was one large wing flapping, and there's one on the back. And it was, one was flapping on the back, the other one was flapping on the front. Very, very strange. And then the face, like a human face, and it actually looked like it was smiling at me at the screen. Unbelievable. And it was flying so fast that I couldn't even catch it. Had to slow it down. I finally got it right in front of me, and there it was with this head, like a human head, looking just like a person. And it came to this point where it looked like it was smiling, a smile. So it didn't look evil. It looked kindly and benign. I don't know. That's all I could tell you. Now, as far as La Palma goes in this situation, this unfolding thing going on here that's getting more serious and dangerous by the moment, a little while ago, I guess right around midnight or just before that, there was about a 4.0. I think it was probably higher, but they lowered it again. But that's like no big deal anymore. That's like not even major news. So right now there's, I guess you could call it still a lull, although that volcano's raging and another vent opened and all kinds of things are happening with that, and collapses on the flanks and the cones, and so and new lava forming now to the out to sea again, more to the north, an vent open. So that's not even the big story. The big story I mentioned in the previous videos, I think that right from this moment on, that things are going to get very serious here, really any time. Me personally, I'm looking for that. I mean, I expect this to happen, unfortunately, but as we go through the day, right now it's Sunday now, right? Yeah, I totally lose track of the days now because I'm up all crazy hours through the night. I don't even know what time it is half the time, what day it is half the time. Now, this person that I had mentioned in the past videos, I'm not going to mention his name exactly, but it sounds like the earthquake guy or an earthquake guy. I mentioned him and I left a link several back, so I just want to leave it like that for certain reasons. He's waiting. He just fell asleep actually on the live stream snoring. I never saw something like that. Actually, he just fell asleep snoring because he was so tired. And he's covering this, and he expects exactly what I said in the past few videos here to start taking place, major things, and the possible, there could be a breaking off occurring. I mean, there could be. I have to say it that way. We don't know, but it seems like there's things going to happen here any moment now, really, into tomorrow. Well, today, into tomorrow, meaning, the rest of this day, and then into Monday, and maybe a little bit beyond. If something happens major, if not, I'd be very surprised, and I wouldn't, just think the coast is clear. Not that I'm worried, or I'm saying that towards Christians to be worried, but I mean, just as an event scenario situation unfolding and reporting this, that's all I'm saying. But I expect we're going to be gone if something like this goes down and takes place. And if it does happen very soon, then I believe we're gone from here very soon. I really do. And this guy, he's a young guy, whatever, as young people are, could be kind of bold and rough around the edges and not saying, words, or what I'm saying, using language that's would be objectionable. But forget about that. This person's a genius, totally, and I believe he's right on the track here. And he's been covering this tonight. He's been covering it for a long time, and he's very frustrated. And I don't blame him because, like I say, he's just like a genius. He's so intelligent. And what he does to plot these out and what he expects here. He deals in asteroids and their trajectory around the Earth, or I should say as the Earth spins. It seems to be the orbit since the Earth spins, and the effects of them directly below on the Earth. So he's very frustrated because he wants to warn whoever he can, and it seems like no one's really heeding his warnings, and he has a very, modest following, and he's been so dead on accurate. It's unbelievable. I mean, he feels like, I'm not going to go into this. I'm not going to talk about someone else, but basically not getting recognition for what he's doing. It's trying to help people, and it's extremely right on his information and how he does this. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, you could see the past several videos there. Just go back and listen to them and you'll understand what I'm trying to say here about what I believe is happening here and what he's expecting. And he's so tired because he expects things to happen right immediately here, and I guess he just fell asleep, and he's aggravated and frustrated because he doesn't want to keep telling others this, and not having others heed the warning and the humanity's sake of it. He's very concerned for human beings, to if something should go down and happen on a massive scale here. That's not fear mongering, whatever someone wants to say. The ones who are downplaying this are the ones who are, responsible if something happens, and they're just suppressing the truth for whatever reason, whether purposely or they just don't want to accept what might be possible and won't even open their minds to it, unfortunately. Or they're just trolls or on someone's pay list, no matter who it could be. Especially, the ones who are saying everything's okay, everyone is listening, and anyone who says the opposite is, judging someone else and so forth, and spreading rumors and hearsay of non-facts. There's facts in all of this, total scientific fact, and you see before your eyes what's happening, no matter what someone wants to try to dissuade that and say otherwise, and make believe in make believe land that nothing is going down here. That's not to bring fear upon others. It's to warn them. It's for their sake. It's for the sake of others. Not saying something is absolutely going to happen, but it seems so much likely that, it's warranted to warn of such things. Now, I approach this from a prophetic standpoint and the rapture, really. That's what I'm doing here. I didn't expect to suddenly, within the past weeks, be on here and doing videos like this, concentrating on this, but I just feel like I'm supposed to be, so I'm here and I'm doing it no matter what anyone else wants to say, not only with me, but other channels who are trying to do this in a altruistic way, concerned way, a way of sorrow in our hearts for what might be going to happen here. And of course, the start of the tribulation and everything related to Jesus' return, it's right here. We're right on the verge of it, regardless whatever happens here in the next several days, which I believe it's going to. There's going to be major things going down here. I already recorded another video. Actually, I did 2 or 3 that I never posted, but I just want to read something from the last one I did, maybe yesterday morning. But I didn't post it because I want to again sort of wait and see what might develop. Just like in the video I did about the 5.7 earthquake right near La Palma, I mean within miles, that I put on part of the video of the channel Into Thin Air. And I had spoken days before about almost that exact magnitude. Not from me. I'm not here claiming anything, like trying to prove something or make some prediction so it could seem like I made the prediction. No. Anyway, from what I gathered, that's what it was supposed to be, and it was exactly that magnitude. I mean, within a few points here, and of course 5.7, I believe it was measured. Others saw it higher, and then it was put down to a lower magnitude, downgraded. So there was already a 6 there, absolutely. I should say right, near the Canary Islands, which I had said that near the Canary Islands, and it was almost right there. The antipode, that's what struck there. I talked about that in the previous videos, what the antipode was, and actually the point that I made, or where it would come to, was actually farther away from the Canary Islands. So this was much closer, almost right there. And of course, it doesn't have to be a direct hit in one spot to affect the surrounding areas, to jar land loose like that in La Palma there in the Canary Islands, which is lava, hardened lava, and it's not even really hardened because it's shaped like this. sideways, almost like horizontally from the deposits previously that formed over it over and over and over. So if something breaks off, it's going to break laterally, like horizontally, not like land would just split in the middle. And that's the point. That's the problem. There could be a crack off. So I'm doing this from the prophetic standpoint of Jesus' return and the rapture. So anyway, to conclude here, I just mentioned something I wanted to read about the other morning when I went outside and what I felt. And I wrote it, and I used it in the description of that video I didn't post. I might post it if things develop here, but it's like, let me put it this way, it centers upon this weekend. All right, just leave it at that as far as the rapture and a possible situation unfolding with La Palma that we're all eyes are upon to see if something significant happens with that land mass. So yes, it is a warning. No claims have been made by me or anyone else that any of these things are some kind of official warnings, but they're a warning nonetheless. It's a term. It's a word that could be used here, by anyone. And in the video where I showed the picture and it said tsunami warning, well, unless you read the description of what it was about, I tried purposely to show and say, because others have been warned and they're wondering, in the past week or two, the La Palma or the Canaries had issued an actual tsunami warning, but that had to do just with the delta that could possibly break off, and it still could, and it would be a localized, it would probably be a localized thing just for the island and around there. I don't know how, severe. I have no idea. But that's different. So I was trying to emphasize that and make that point so people did realize that, because I think people heard that report during the last week or two and they were worried or something. But that has nothing to do with this major thing that could happen with actual big part of the island there to the south west actually breaking into this, plummeting into the ocean and causing a great wave to travel across the Atlantic through all the countries that it would affect, most likely. And then I made the point in bold statement that there has been no tsunami warning at all at this time for any of that to happen, and I differentiated it, and that was a good thing to do, so to ease people's minds. Nobody can tell if or when such a thing could take place, but again, all someone has to do is open their eyes to see what's happening here, that all isn't well and rosy-cozy, and that the possibilities have been stated by scientific community, by research, by universities, and so forth, I guess geologists or what have you, even on TV years ago, National Geographic or what have you, you could find them everywhere. I'm sure most of us have seen those type videos. So, anyone who says that can't happen or that's not going to, that's not true. Neither's that true. So let me close here and read that. It might, give you a good feeling about what's happening here and maybe how close Jesus' return is and what I experienced in all of this. Okay, here's what I said as I close here. And again, I'm not going to put this video on until, if I do at all, until something happens really where it shows me things are at such a point. But me personally, I'm just speaking for myself. I believe this could very likely happen any day now. I really do. And so does this other person that I've mentioned. And if he's still asleep or not, I'll have to go and see. He's probably going to be doing live streams into the night here. He usually does, and he does one after another, like a couple, maybe 1, 2, 3, or even 4-hour segments, like one after another. And I see Christians on there right now who've come into the chats more and more. I think maybe there's a little bit of uneasiness going on there because of that fact right now. Trying to bring the biblical, prophetic kind of viewpoint of what's happening here into that conversation. And in that video, which I'm going to read this about, the description that I made for it, one of the things that I had mentioned, I want to mention it here because it's very revealing and it means a lot to me, that what I felt. I don't know, all I could tell you is, and I say it in the video, I'll just say it in a sentence or two here, is that it's like a big weight left. Like the air cleared. Like this situation is going to be over and resolved, and it felt like, we're gone. Everything seems so normal. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. It's like, I don't know. How else do I describe it? Just a relief. Sort of like knowing, an inner knowing that all this has come to this point now, and that's it. We're getting out of here. This is going to be over, because I believe this is all ready to happen. Absolutely, I do. I'm speaking for myself, okay? All right, this is what I said. Here I go. I said, a very special morning as I went outside at early dawn in twilight, looking up into the sky. Haven't felt this way in so long that I hardly remember such a feeling. This may truly be the moment of goodbye. Wait for midnight and beyond is all I can tell you, for in such an hour as you think not, the Son of Man shall return. Strange that a V formation of cackling geese flew loudly right over me, as I again went outside, looking at the emerging dawn sky while loading this video. It may be time to likewise take flight. You know what? I decided to read it again. I hope you don't mind, because I really didn't read it well enough previously to sort of get a flow of what I was saying. So let me read it again, and maybe it'll have a better emphasis. A very special morning as I went outside at early dawn in twilight, looking up into the sky. Haven't felt this way in so long that I hardly remember such a feeling. This may truly be the moment of goodbye. Wait for midnight and beyond is all I can tell you, for in such an hour as you think not, the Son of Man shall return. Strange that a V formation of cackling geese flew loudly right over me as I again went outside, looking at the emerging dawn sky while loading this video. It may be time to likewise take flight. Yeah, so again, it was such a special feeling, like, I don't know, a childhood feeling, or something like you're at the end, something beyond. No more, nothing else here now. It's over. It was such a special feeling, like this new feeling. That's a good way to say it. Everything felt new, because I believe we're leaving here. That's what I mean. I was out there looking at the sky, and these geese. It was early. The sun wasn't even up. It was barely light, and just that feeling, looking up there, the sky was still. It was blue, but not real bright. And then all of a sudden I heard loud honking of geese, and I saw this V formation of about a dozen geese fly right over my head, and so that was that added to the to what I was experiencing there and what I was feeling. I had a dream. This might not sound like much. I don't know, several days ago, but it was like I was walking near my house where I grew up in. I was young, like a young child, and sort of like back in this farm, like I never go there. It was our neighbors, but it's like I never like really walked back there. Maybe I did a few times, but I sort of was walking back there towards my house, and I had this feeling this childhood feeling, and also at the same time it felt like my life was over. I was going to be not in this world anymore, and it made me very, very sad. And I was crying in the video because I felt like a child crying, knowing that, I mean, what I went through in this life, you could have it. It was really, I'll just say it plain out, horrible, terrible experience, really, that I went through. And that feeling was like I felt like I was back in time as a child, but yet life was over. And it was a, you know, I don't know, it was like a childhood spirit feeling again. Like you felt like a child back there in time, almost like I was back in time walking through there as a young child. But at the same time, again, that sense and that feeling that my life was going to be over now here. And, you know, it brings back your childhood and so on, memories we really totally forgotten. It's almost like I was back there with that memory, with that actual experience, walking around there in the area where I don't usually go, you know, sort of finding my way back home through there. Hope I explained that well enough. I mean, it's just been so hard for me to imagine that this life could actually finally be done with, really, to put it in plain English. That's how I basically felt all along here, even when I was young. So that sort of brings a sadness too. I don't know how else to explain my feelings right now. The reason why I sort of used the term wait for the midnight hour, or I should say wait for midnight and beyond, was because right now, that's basically the time that I was talking about here as I'm speaking this, and I'll try to put this video up if it loads. And so, as I said there, you know, this could truly be the moment of goodbye. We don't know. I'm not saying it is, but I think right from this time on, we're going to see this stuff happening as we go on from this point. I'm just going to say it that way. As we head into these days here, these immediate days, whether anything major happens or not. I was trying to make this a short video, but with me, that's almost impossible. I keep trying to tell myself, do a short video, make a short video. That's what I plan to do here. To me, 30 minutes is a short video. So I hope you listen to it. I hope it, you know, brought you meaning in all of this and where things are headed. If you want to head over to that person, I'm not going to say the name. Again, it's some earthquake guy. It sounds like that name. I'm just going to leave it at that. Just go to my past videos, the past week or two. I didn't do a great deal of them. You'll find, I think I left the link, and you could go over there. I'm going to see if he woke up, and you know, that's really where the action is, as far as I'm concerned, to see what is taking place and what's being said. All right. This guy's pulling out his hair because he's so concerned about everyone, and really people aren't listening. He wants to warn the whole world, and he only has a very sparse, you know, impact, unfortunately. He's kind of in a bad mood, but that's okay. It's, you know, it goes along with what's happening here. So overlooking that and being so overtired and so concerned, he really is. He feels like he's responsible, or not responsible, but he wants to be responsible to tell people what he thinks is going to happen here, and he's been spot on, dead on. I mean, everything that really he says that's going to, you know, as far as quakes go, that he says what's going to happen beforehand, he totally does. Okay, I'll be seeing you later. I'll try to load this and get this on. And then again, wait for the midnight hour. It's already past that as far as timing goes of these momentous following days. I believe they are now. I think we're heading right. We're in this now. We're in this moment. Again, no matter what happens or not. Okay, I hope this video blessed you, especially with the sense of Jesus' return. Another thing that I felt the other day, out of nowhere, I was just out kind of far away on a bike, doing errands and buying some food and doing laundry way far away. sort of out of nowhere, I had the sense like Jesus was happy, like he was just really happy. And then the next thought that I had was, because he's so glad, he's so glad to see us. He's waiting. He's going to be so glad once he sees us. And I don't know, it just came out of nowhere. So I think that maybe that's what Jesus is feeling right now, and because he knows he's on his way. All right. If I talk to you later, I'll talk to you later, wherever that is, and whatever happens or doesn't happen overnight. Um, you know, these videos are just to help people, and everyone wants to just help people. That's the reason for them. Not to listen to those who want to suppress the truth for whatever their agenda or reason is, and spread their lies. God bless. All right.